Welcome and hello. It's another Wednesday here at Blend Precisely, and my name is Katrin for the ones I don't know. And we can get started today right away. I wanted to share with you today the gardener's hand scrub formulation recipe, however you want to call it. But I thought it's actually a really beautiful, timely version of or thing right now because the gardening season is coming, and I would love to share our partner school, which is Essence of Thyme, and it's a beautiful school. I have many customers actually in Blend Precisely, and they speak very highly of Essence of Thyme. The quality of the school, the delivery, the teachers, the depths, everything. So I wanted to share that first of all. I also thought it would be really neat to go through the formulation or the recipe, put this one into Blend Precisely as well, price it out a little bit, convert it into further recipe or formulation in cosmetics, maybe adjust the size and add it to a shopping cart as well, where you can then buy or calculate out how many it would cost to actually make 10 of those. So we are going through a little bit of, as you would prepare maybe to take this formulation to a market or to sell it or to give it to more friends or family and so on. So first of all, welcome, and let me get started. And first of all, can you hear me? That's always very important, because I had some incidences. I was talking and doing a lot of blah, 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 and nobody could hear me for 5 minutes. That's not cool. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm streaming into several live channels as far as it's still possible, because that will change soon. But let's get started. So let me share the screen. And then let's dive into creating our gardener formulation here, gardeners, and I will actually create one of those ones myself. So first of all, if you haven't done so already, make sure you go over to Essence of Thyme in the Instagram account, I just put it into the comments as well. So if you're watching right now, thanks for the thumbs up. If you're watching right now from a page or on YouTube, you will be able to see my comment, and or simply just search for Essence of Thyme College over here, and you will be able to go there. So yesterday or this morning, I actually saw that they posted the gardener's hand scrub, and you can go and get the recipe and formulation itself over here. You just have to scroll over to the right, and then you can get the formulation. They also put the safety considerations in here. They did it in milliliters and grams. This is what I call progressive, because we do want to be able to scale it up and down easily. And you will see that in Blend Precisely in a moment as well. Really cool. They're using shea butter, which is one of my favorite ones. So I'm going to use shea butter unrefined, I think. Glycerin is going to be really sweet because it's going to give some extra moisturizing, extra moisturizer. And then we are going to create around 500 grams. So make sure you head over to their Instagram account to grab that beautiful recipe or formulation. And I'm actually going to leave it open. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing, because I was actually astonished that I found that in terms of essential oil or pet aromatherapy, we do get quite a few questions in our aromatherapist and business group. And by clicking on the essenceofthyme.com link here up in the Instagram group, you will be guided directly to the current, and I didn't know, but here it is, to the current animal aromatherapy program as well. And it's with Amy Williams DeLong. So she is apparently a really good aromatherapist when it comes around pet aromatherapy. So go ahead and check this one out. You click on register and it will bring you up to the course details here. But then you can also, of course, go over to Essence of Thyme itself and check out all of their programs. All right, so it's a really beautiful school. And I know we have quite a few people in our program. You can let me know if you need any feedback. Okay, so in terms of the recipe itself, let's go to the screen over here and then let's go into Blend Precisely. And in Blend Precisely, we're going to click on, oops, I need to do it on the other screen, on Create Formulation. And then our beautiful formulation is going to come up. So I'm going to uncheck the cosmetic mode because I'm going to enter it as a traditional recipe right now. And then I would like to convert it into a formulation itself. So when we go over, and let me put this right here. So I have it 1 milliliter of rosemary. By the way, they're using Salvia rosmarinus, and that is a synonym as well of the Rosmarinus officinalis. So you know, if you have been using rosemary already, that there is councineol and camphor as well, and both of them are stated as well in their safety information here. In this case, I'm going to use cineol, I think, because I really, really like the aroma of cineol. And then you can just look at pricing or where to get it. There are so many different suppliers. In this case, I'm looking at Eden Botanicals, and I can put this one in here as well. And I just wanted to show you quickly that there are sometimes different names out there, and you might know it as officinalis, but it's also the same. It's Salvia rosmarinus is the same as the officinalis. But always look out if you want camphor or cineol, 1.8 cineol. Okay, so let's get started with the rosemary. I'm going to just enter the rosemary one here, and I'm gonna take the one over here. I'm going to change it to milliliters. If you've been following me along, normally I put first all the ingredients in, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. The true lavender, is also sometimes called as wild lavender or artisan lavender. So there are different names out there. And I purchased mine at Floriana. So let me just see the wild one here. It's a beautiful one. I'm using all the prices right now in Blend Precisely. So if you have your own pricing, you will see that the prices will be different from the ones you see in Blend Precisely. We have been choosing mostly organic pricing and also wildcrafted as much as possible. But then, of course, there are some conventionals because you cannot get them as organic always. All right, shea butter, wheat germ oil, glycerin, and white sugar. Let me just grab those ones. Shea, and I'm gonna take the unrefined one because I do like the smell of shea. Wheat germ, it's here. And then we had glycerin. I'm gonna use the one just, where is it? As a humectant. And then I'm going to also add the sugar already. I'm thinking of actually using brown sugar. That would go, I think, really nicely with rosemary. The white sugar looks more beautiful. If I would, for example, add a few lavender buds, I would probably also choose the white sugar. So let's choose the white sugar for now. And now let's adjust the weights. So I think I've got everything: rosemary, lavender, shea, wheat, glycerin, and white sugar. And then we're going to go 1 milliliter and then 250, 30 grams. And it's nice. They also said if gluten sensitive or celiac, use maybe grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil has a shorter shelf life, so you do want to use it up fairly fast if you don't put a preservative in. 15 grams of glycerin and 200 grams of white sugar. Okay, 250, 30, and 15, and 200. 250, 30, I think it was 15 and 200, right? 15 glycerin. Yeah, and 200. Perfect. Okay, so the total weight here is 496 grams and 91, so 496.91 grams. And that's correct. They mentioned here it's around 500 grams. We are working with volume as well for the essential oils. Oops, I need to put this into milliliters here as well. Okay, great. So we have a 0.36% dilution. And I can see, let me see if I have a 500-gram container in here right now for a big jar. That's the lotion pump, recycled PET bottle. I don't think I have a big PET jar in here. I would need to add this. I'm going to add the 300 just for the purpose of the costs. The 500, I believe, is not that much more. But these prices, again, are more the prices if you were to buy like just 3 or 5 of those containers. If you buy 500 or 100 or 50, the price goes down quite a bit, actually. So just keep that in mind that the prices you're seeing right now are all retail prices. So when you go back and create your own ones or you get ready for a market, your pricing will be for sure getting better because you do want to buy more wholesale, larger quantities, more of your containers. So the pricing normally I would assume would go down at least in half. And then you can play around a little bit. So let's call this one Gardener's Hand Scrub. Gardener's Hand Scrub. And then I will put into the notes section recipe by Essence of Thyme College. So I can remember that for sure. And then I would also normally go ahead and put in the website. Let me go here and put in the website. So this one is for me to take note, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and click save. All right, now let's look at everything for a moment. So this one is a huge container. The price obviously is $23 to create it, so $19.98 in US dollars as a formulation plus the packaging, and it's going to be $23.38. Now, 500 grams of scrub are going to last you for a really long time because for your hands, you only need probably like a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Let's see what they suggest. 1 to 2 tablespoons and massage into the hands, fingers, and nails, rinse and hands in cool water. So yeah, you don't need a lot. And 1 tablespoon is basically something like 15 grams. So if you have 500 grams here, you can already calculate more or less how many washes you can do. And it works really well to use actually the shea butter in there as well. It gets a lot of the dirt off your hands and it nourishes at the same time. So it's a really nice formulation recipe as well. So this one will last you a long time. Now, if you were to want to sell it, then of course you really need to work on your pricing because you need to get your pricing down in order to have some kind of a profit margin in here. I would imagine if you would try to sell this formulation, for $70, that would not fly off the shelves really well. So if you're thinking about selling anything like this on markets, cut it in half, see that you get better pricing somewhere, and then go into production once you have figured that out. Okay, so if you want to just give it as a gift, you know it's going to cost you around $20. Now, if you want to see it in Canadian dollars, for example, it would be 31 Canadian dollars. If you want to see it in Australian dollars, it would be 35.90 Australian dollars. And if we want to look it up in euros, it would be a little bit less than US dollars because the euro is a little bit stronger right now. Okay, so let's go back to US dollars. And what I want to do right now is actually I want to convert that into our cosmetic formulation recipe. And I get this question quite a bit. So how do I get everything in percentage and how can I scale this one? So now you can scale it down here times 5, times 10. you can scale it up and it will give you all of the ingredients based on your scaling. So now you could say, okay, I need 2000 grams of sugar, I need 150 grams of glycerin, and so on. And the nice thing is that this recipe already comes in grams. So this is perfect. You can easily scale it up and down. What I also wanted to mention here, let's bring it back to 1. You can also say, I would like to increase the dilution ratio. So you can say, I actually want to increase it a little bit up. It's currently at 0.36%, and it is a wash-off product. So you don't even maybe need, you just want to have it for the initial aroma. You might want to have it in there just, I think more for the initial aroma, because therapeutically 0.36% is going to do something nice, but it's also going to be washed off, and there's going to be a slight little aroma left on your hands. If you want to have a little bit more left afterwards, you probably would want to increase it to 1%. And then these numbers will change here automatically as well to 1%. Let's bring them back to 0.36 as they were and convert them into a cosmetic recipe right now. So you would come over here to the right-hand side and click on Save as Cosmetic. It adds the cosmetic automatically. You just click Save, and then it will all change into percentages. And then with that, you will see some very highly accurate numbers here. Which we will change down to just 2 or 3 digits after the comma. But anyway, it's highly accurate in terms of what it will give you. And it's a 100% recipe. Now, what I would suggest, if you would want to sell it, and maybe even for home use, I would add actually a preservative. And because you're using it where you have a lot of water, especially when you're selling it, if people go in there with their wet hands, and over time, you might be fine because you're using only oils and butters. But sometimes if there's too much standing water, even in a scrub, it can develop some beautiful little microbes. So you probably want to consider to add some kind of a preservative. Let me just add... let me just go down here. What is it called again? Let me just go to my preservatives in here and see. Where is it? The Liquid Germal Plus. And let's add, you can add 1%. I think I would just add 0.5% here right now. Now you can see you need to adjust your formulation down to 100%. So all you need to do is maybe slice something off here for the shea butter. Yeah, that's where I have most of the things. So I might go ahead and get in here. This is 49.82%. Okay, so I want to always go down here to the 100% area. So in this case, I have my 100% recipe. I added a preservative in case I would want to sell it. And then, of course, the pricing I would adjust with my own pricing, the wholesale pricing or bulk pricing. And then I would go ahead and click Save. In this case, I added a little bit of a preservative in here, and now I can start the formulation. Now, if I want to have this one is one 500 gram container, which is really big. It's beautiful. And it will last you a really long time. But you could also say, I'm going to see if I want to create just a few more of those ones. So what I would do in this case, let's come out here into our formulations. Well, first of all, I'm going to add a picture. So it was called The Gardeners. Let me add a picture. I'm going to click Edit Image, go in here, upload an image. Let's see which one I want. Let me just add this one for now. So I remember also the visual. If I make the product, I would add a product image. Okay, so here's the image. And now what I would do is I would go in here and go to shopping list. And I'm going to say I'm going to create 20 of these ones because I would want to bring them to a market, for example. I love this recipe. It's working really well. I added my own pricing and now I want to sell it, for example. I'm going to take it with me to the next farmer's market. I'm going to create 20 of these. And this shopping list is going to give you the option now to really see what you need. So you would say, okay, in this case, I need 20 of these. Let's assume it's 500 milliliters of white neck pet jars. And I can see immediately what this price will be for me. So in general, I can see my cost of goods sold, and I can also see the profit I'm going to make if I'm going to sell it. And in this case, if we make 20 of these ones, I would spend around $400 in purchasing the raw ingredients plus the $68. So I would spend $468 in purchasing raw ingredients in order to make 20 of these gardener hand scrubs. Again, the pricing is going to vary a lot by whatever you put in here. But I do now know is I need to get around 5 kilograms of the chia butter. I need to get around 4 kilograms of the sugar, 600 grams of the wheat germ. Now you can change the unit up here and you can go by whatever your country is, probably ounces in America, grams in Europe, kilograms, and so on. So you can change the units here. And then you can go ahead and purchase this. Let's see how much we need of the rosemary. Of the rosemary, we will need 18 grams of rosemary essential oil, and the lavender, we would need also almost 18 grams of the lavender essential oil. And then the rest you can see here. I love this part as a shopping list. Now I know the request came in to even save it somehow, and we will work on that too. But you can print it, and then you will be able to actually go and take this one and go shopping, and you know exactly what to bring to your farmer's market the next time. So this shopping list, in case we brought that one in, oh my God, it's been 4 months, I think, 5 months maybe even. But the shopping list is available under your formulations. You check mark this one, and then all of this is coming up, including your shopping list. So you can go ahead and print this one out as you need for all of your recipes. You can even select several ones, and then it will calculate all the ones that you want to bring to your farmer's market. And you can then order everything in time so you don't run out of your raw ingredients. Okay, so that's basically it for today. I wanted to take you a little bit through when you see something, you like the recipe, you might need to make some changes. You probably might want to add then a preservative. Maybe you have something else. Maybe you take different oils in it. So we often graze through the internet to find ideas, to find inspiration, and that is totally fine. And I think also that's why recipes are being put out there, so you can take a look at them and you can see also, oh, I like this one. That's a great idea. You follow the person. You maybe even say inspired by if you use the recipe, and then you can play around with it. That's what the internet is great for. Now, you always want to make sure if it comes from a school, of course, something different. But if an individual puts something out, make sure they have some kind of formulation background or aromatherapy background, and they know what you're doing or what they are doing. So you can actually rely that these information are trustworthy. But other than this, is go ahead and try them out. You will find the safety information in Blend Precisely, so you know what is good and not so good. And then you can also follow along. We have many other videos and tutorials on Blend Precisely. And then obviously find a good school if you're looking into schools that will teach you aromatherapy. So make sure you just do the right thing for your family, for yourself, or even for your business. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And other than that, I will see you next week back, next Wednesday, and for another round of Blend Precisely stuff. tutorials, news, additions, and so on. We've got always something going on. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.